Hello everyone and welcome to this exclusive leadership studio brought to you by ETEducation in association with GCC School. And today we'll be challenging a very age-old traditional concept about commerce education. Do careers come first or does education happen first? And I have with me somebody who's challenging this very notion. And it's a pleasure to welcome Dr. Kamal Chhabra, who's founder and CEO of GCC School and 𝗀𝗂𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁. He's also an Indian Chartered Accountant and a US Qualified Public Accountant. He has authored a number of professional books on finance. And today he's pioneering a concept which is much different, an outcome-first based concept on first you hire, then you train. So let's dig deeper. Hi, Dr. Kamal. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, my pleasure.
Thank you. So, Dr. Kamal, we've seen that commerce education has always been seen from a particular lens, that the kind of careers you get is mostly CA or maybe a few careers associated. Do you think this entire concept needs a lot of rethinking today?
Yeah, no, absolutely. If you say, normally a commerce graduate, just imagine from tier 2, tier 3 cities, right? What exactly is their situation after doing a BCom, right? So they are struggling to get even a job. So, you won't believe it. We have two major problems. So when I talk about this commerce team, one is unemployment, right? If you see the outcome of the graduate is, what we are achieving. So unemployment rate for commerce graduate is around 13.6%. But the bigger problem is underemployment, right? That is 73.8%. Right. So when I say underemployment, huge.
Yes.
When I say underemployment, just imagine for an individual like you and me, how much the basic money we require for survival. Right. If you just imagine someone in metro cities, they may require at least 30 to 40,000 for their own survival. Right. If you are in tier 2, tier 3 city, you will require at least 25,000, 30,000 for the survival. Right. But here the situation is that the commerce graduate, they're getting a job, especially in tier 2, tier 3 city in just 8,000 to 12,000, at the max 15,000 rupees. They're struggling even to get 15,000 rupees job.
So what's broken in this system today?
The system, the overall education ecosystem, especially for the commerce domain, it required a revamp. Yes. To be very honest, what I study when I was doing my BCom and what current students are studying is same. Yeah. But the world has changed. The curriculum has not changed. The faculties, the way of pedagogy has not yet changed. Right? If you see, we are still teaching the manual journal entry, we are still teaching Hindi, we are still teaching promissory note in our BCom graduation. But does it exist in this world when we are in UPI, when we are using net banking, when we are in Bitcoin, when we all know the cryptocurrency and NFTs are future? Right? Is it still exists anywhere? The answer is actually
somewhere we are stuck in the past.
Yes, very true, right? And the same way, if you see, the faculties also need to be improvised. There's no such program, especially for the faculties, called Faculty Development Program, which help the faculty to look at the current age programs. Exactly. Right? So there are a lot of things, like anyone is teaching AI for finance, AI for accountants, AI for auditor. Today's world, if you are not teaching anything relating to your particular subject, along with AI, it's useless.
Yeah. So you're not building job-ready graduates anyway.
Absolutely true.
Yeah, you're just giving the theoretical knowledge, but when they get into the practical world, it's not helping.
Yeah. Because if you see in my past, I worked almost 4.5 years with 𝗵𝗿𝗹𝘂𝗁𝗂𝗃 and more than a decade with EY. Right? We did lot of hiring drive across the globe in many campuses. Right, so we struggle to find the right talent, especially for the commerce graduate. On the other side, also industry across the globe is same. What industry need and what academia is producing is huge gap. Huge gap. So, someone need to take an initiative to bridge this gap. And that overall education ecosystem, I personally, believe it required a revamp.
Yeah. So I think your model kind of flips that script, right?
Yeah.
Hire first, train later.
Yeah.
How does this idea come about?
If you say, all the colleges, universities out there, they teach students for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, sometimes 6 years. Or if you see the PhD scholar, they're teaching 10 years. Yes. But after that, what exactly they're giving is just a hope, right? Not the surety, yes. Right? the overall education ecosystem is working in different silo and industry is working in different silo. They both are great, but they are not talking to each other. They are not working with each other, which is required. If you see, like in India, more than 98% of our research is shelf-based research. That means it is not getting capitalized, not getting used for any business purpose.
This happens in school.
Right? Just imagine the PhD scholar, how many years and years they spend. Like they have done graduation, then after they did master, then after they start PhD, then spend 5, 7, 10 years in completing the PhD, and the research which they have done is sitting on the shelf somewhere. They have invested half of their life. Right? If you see, an average life of PhD scholar is around 30.
Yes.
That means half of the life they have given to a project, and neither they are using, not world is using, and it's sitting on the shelf. If you see on the other side, the countries which is being developed nation like Japan, they have almost 74% research capitalization ratio.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah, so country like Germany, they have around 72-73% research capitalization ratio. The US, they have 68-69% research capitalization ratio. Whereas, why we are so behind?
Yeah, what's the reason? While academically we are so strong.
Yes, academically you won't believe it. We are in the top rank in filing the patent.
Exactly.
But how much is granted?
Oh.
And how much is capitalized? That no one is talking about.
Yeah.
That no one is talking about. Whereas the measurement should be how much research has actually been capitalized.
Exactly.
Why it's not? Because they're not talking to industry. Why these countries are being good? Because the industry give them mandate that these are the area where we want the research should happen, so that we are backing you.
Yes.
Right here, everything is on government projects. If you see all the IITs, IIMs, so much money they get from government.
Yes.
To do the research, right? They are doing good. But what about other 1,428 university? 88,000 plus colleges we have in our country. What about them? Nothing.
Their research is just getting...
Yeah, almost
stored.
shelf research.
Shelf
Research, right?
Yeah.
So, here it required the industry and academia need to work hand in hand. Right? Academia need to talk to industry and understand their requirement and bring that into the table for the research. Same way, if you see in commerce graduation, let's come back to the topic. In the commerce graduation, you see, you teach 3 years of BCom, then MCom, right? And after that, like some companies come in good college for hiring drive. But what about other colleges? The companies are not coming, especially the central government colleges, right? State government colleges, like which is government aided colleges.
Yes.
They are struggling to bring anyone, any good company into their campus. They are almost negligible hiring they are providing. Private university, because they can charge based on the placement, right? You see, you are in Noida. You see, all next board is a private university saying this much amount of hiring they have done. So, out of 1,000, if they have done 10, is it sufficient? The answer is no, right? So, that's how we bring this a reverse model. Get hired first, then train.
Tell me more about how this is. It's very interesting. Never heard before. You heard you get a job, then you first get trained, you're ready for a job, then you get hired.
Yeah.
But this is different. Tell us all about this model.
So, the reverse education ecosystem which we are trying to built in is based on hired first and then train. How it is going to work, we are taking a national level finance entrance test that is called NFET. Right? So, in which the eligibility is BCom graduate with first division, current year final year student or last 10 year pass out student, anyone can sit for this exam. And this is completely home based testing. You don't need to go to, for different exam center to sit for it. Like you all know the railways exam and this exam and that exam, people are crazy moving right,
Standing
left and center here and there. So, it's a complete home based exam. You can sit at your home and give this exam. The people who will come to the merit list, I am expecting around 3,000 to 4,000 people, commerce graduates should come in the merit list, and to them we will pay from our pocket ticket to DLF Cyber City, where we have our own campus.
Oh, that's amazing.
Right?
Tell me about the campus also.
It's completely like B school in the cyber hub. which is, you can say, the hub of GCC of North India, right? All the company are there, whether it's Google, Microsoft, HP, Intel, EY, PwC, KPMG, all companies are being surrounded. It is in the hub of it, right? So we have taken a building number 9B, 16th floor over there. So objective of setting up the campus in the industry is to build or develop the people for the industry.
Okay, wow.
Right?
Be in their hub and do it for them.
Be in their hub and do it for them, right? So what we have done, we invited all this company in our campus from 1st June to 15th June. These all are companies coming, and these almost 3,000 to 4,000, I would say, married students, we are inviting in our campus for a hiring drive. And they will give 10 lakh rupees job.
Wow.
Right, you just need to crack the interview. So what we are trying to do it here, you get what you want, but then after come into 1 year program and invest all your time, energy in focused manner for the job you have achieved. So we will build the people for that desired job, like after they are getting the appointment letter.
So the appointment letter is there, then they start getting trained for that job, and that's based on what the industry requires.
Absolutely true.
So the curriculum is built together?
Together, yes. So we identified, the Global Capability Center. GCC is Global Capability Center. All the company who do offshore business here in India, right? That means export of services, whether be it accounting, auditing, tax, finance, merger and acquisition, deal management, CFO advisory, right? Plus, there are companies who do a lot of IT and IDA services. So GCC School for this cohort is focused on finance domain. Finance domain means accounting, auditing, advisory, risk management, business management, deal management, merger and acquisition, CFO advisory, compliance. So these are the domain for which we got the mandate from industry that they are looking for people, and they are coming for hiring in these domain. And you won't believe it. Another thing I just want to bring into your knowledge, if you see the commerce graduate in which they are doing the hiring drive in the respective colleges, where exactly they are going? Are they actually coming into the core domain for which they have selected the commerce? The answer is actually no. They're going in sales, they're going in marketing, they're going in digital marketing, they're creating reels, right? They're just doing some here and there, right, left and center. But if you see, less than 10% people are actually coming in core. So here we build a buffet of the core for the commerce, right? Accounting is core. Audit is core, advisory is core, risk management is core, right? CFO advisory, that level, merger and acquisition. They are actually the commerce student, what they have learned, will be able to demonstrate, right? And then we built the program based on that. And here, these industries are partnering to deliver the program with us, right? So when I say the program is 12-month program, so in which we divided into 4 trimesters. Right? And it includes the experiential learning as well. So when I say experiential learning, within 12 months, there's 6-month paid internship also inbuilt into it, into those respective company which has been hired. The process is very simple, starting with NFET exam, right? From NFET exam, we'll filter out the merit student. To merit student, we invite into our campus, right? Parallelly, we invited the industry. The industry and student will do the hiring drive. They will shortlist the student, and after the shortlisting of student, they will get a conditional offer letter of 10 lakh rupees, right? Based on that conditional offer letter, we partner with 𝗫𝗫. So 𝗫𝗫 is giving 100% education loan, not only for their education, but for their stay as well. If they want additional expense to be considered in the education loan category, they are ready to give it.
Wow.
Right? So they have created a separate product for us. 𝗫𝗫 has created a separate product for us, right? And this entire amount will consider as education loan. The good thing with the education loan is the EMI will start after completion of program. That means when they get the job.
At least they have that kind of security that right
now. So
for
12 months, they don't need to pay any single penny. Right? Entire amount is being education loan. And good thing is that they curated this loan for us for 15 years. That means the EMI will be 12,000 to 13,000 rupees. Whereas you are getting 84,000 cash in hand. So, net 72,000 you are getting. A commerce student from 10,000 to 70,000. It's a transformational change which we are targeting basically. Right, and then after the program in which they get admission, the cohort is starting on 1st July 2026.
Okay, this year.
Yeah, this year.
This is your first batch.
First batch, right? So in this particular batch, basically, like I said earlier, it's being divided into 4 trimesters. So the core is 𝗂𝗂𝘁𝗂𝗁, right? How in India we have Chartered Accountant program, in US we call it CPA, and Europe we have 𝗂𝗂𝘁𝗂𝗁 program. And good thing is that 𝗂𝗂𝘁𝗂𝗁 is being valid in 180 plus country, right? So they have presence and acceptability worldwide, right? So it has total 13 exam. But if student is commerce graduate, they get 5 paper exemption. Yeah. So that's how they save lot of time and energy. That's how we consider the BCom with first division as a target audience for this cohort. Right? So they need to sit only for 8 exam, right? So what we have planned is 2 exam per quarter. So first quarter or first trimester, we'll be teaching them 2 exam of ACCA. Then after, we'll be teaching 2 exam next trimester, 2 and 2. So that's how the 8 exam in 4 trimester we have planned. In the first quarter, addition to this 2 exam of ACCA, we partnered with British Council. So we are the only authorized partner of British Council in India. So they will come and teach work for English in our campus.
Communication. And
so they will get good communication command on it. Plus we curated very specific and niche program demanded by the industry who have partnered with us. Right? Advanced Excel, Power BI, data analytics, AI for finance, AI for accountants, AI for auditor. These are very niche program which we have developed, and that will be teaching in first trimester to the student. Plus the company who has hired, they will give onboarding training.
So they will get their own trainers
Yes.
for this? Oh wow.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. In first trimester, we will be teaching all these programs to the students, and the companies who have hired, they will come in campus and they give onboarding training. And from second trimester, only 3 hours they will be studying in campus for 2 exam of ACCA in second and third trimester, and that time they will be working in this company as a paid intern. So morning 9 to 12 they will be studying with us, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. 6 hours every day they are working in this company, and they will be learning how on the job. Yeah, so that's the experiential learning, and that's a paid internship, 15,000 rupees. Right, every month for internship they will be getting, right? So that's we have ensured. And in last trimester, the remaining 2 exam of ACCA plus this GCC or this company will come in our campus. They will be teaching their internal trainings, right? Whether their own 𝗵𝗶𝗍𝗂, their own audit methodologies, their own audit guides, accounting guides, right? Which they required for on job. And then 1st July 2027, they will be on board with them on 10 lakh rupees package.
That's an amazing journey, I must say. I mean, a lot the students are getting, if I say certifications, they're getting internship, they're getting a job, they're getting that experience. I think that's a great model, I must say. One question that I have, Dr. Chhabra, is that how does NFET work? What does it evaluate that usually academic exams don't, kind of do that?
NFET is basically a national finance entrance test which we have curated to ensure all the candidates who are coming for this cohort pass through a certain level of filtration. Right? We just need a serious candidate. Right? We are not interested in having all Tom, Dick and Harry. Right? One thing is that. So for that there is a fees also, so that we get a serious candidate, right? Not everyone is get into this NFET exam. Second thing, we are testing their basic accounting knowledge, audit knowledge, their tax knowledge, economics, business. So basic what they have studied in their graduation.
Interesting. Also, a big promise that you're making through GCC School is the the big fours that you're saying that there will be pathways built into them. How are you ensuring that will happen?
So we have like expression of interest with those company, so with whom we are doing this drive, and we already doing placement from them from very long time. So we are already being partnered with them from the KC Global EdTech Private Limited.
Okay, so because of the partnerships, there's a
Yes, which is
commitment
extension of the original business. I would
Okay,
say so.
lovely, lovely. Also, what other career paths do you think that commerce graduates can look into? Because of course, CA was the one traditionally everybody wanted to. What other advice if you had to give to commerce graduates? What can they look at?
So nowadays, the traditional program, or I would say our country professional program, whether it's CA, CS, ICW program, this generation is not interested in investing that much time. It takes long. Right? This generation is interested in something quick and something fast. Right? If you see, there is great program like Enrolled Agent, which is directly from US Income Tax Department called IRS, Internal Revenue Service Department. That's a super quick. I would say it has only 3 exams and 100 multiple choice question. Very easily any student can comfortably pass and make a good career path in US taxation. Same way we have CMA, Certified Management Accountant program. It also have only 2 exams. And then we have CPA, US CPA, Australian CPA, right? So US CPA also have only 4 exams, right? And that is also worldwide very high acceptability. And UK CCA program, of course, which we are also being teaching in the GCC School first cohort. So that also have very limited exam. And then IFRS diploma, CIA, Certified Internal Audit, CISA, which is for IT audit, FRM, Financial Risk Management. So these are the couple of programs which is 6 months to 18 months. Any person can comfortably do. Good thing is no internship required.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right, no underpayment. You get direct job.
You get direct job.
Direct
and
job
that you get good packages.
Good packages and good companies. Yeah.
Interesting. Also, that model that you've built with so much of hard work and years of experience, how do you think that it reduces risks and increases ROI for parents, students, everyone?
Yeah, no, as a parent, we see, we are ready to do lot of things for our kids, right? And I have looked at from the glance of the parents, look at from the glance of student, and look at from the glance of industry as well. Then we curated this GCC school concept basically, right? We have great board of advisor, right? Dr. N.S. Kalsi sir is a retired IAS officer. He's our board of advisor, right? He's 1984 batch IAS, and he was chairman of NCVET, National Vocational Studies Board basically, and he was the chairperson of New Education Policy also. So he's been veteran in education ecosystem. He's our board of advisor. And we have CA Harinderjit Singh. He was also National Technical Assurance Leader of PricewaterhouseCoopers, so one of the big consulting firm. And proud to say he was my first boss. Right. Good. So, and we have Vaidesh Annaswamy. He's a managing director, ex-managing director of GlaxoSmithKline. And we have Cam Agarwal. So he's a managing director of a private equity firm in US. So such kind of senior people we have on advisory board. Parveen Kumar sir, he's a national head of ASA and Baker Tilly India. So, with support of all our board of advisor and myself and Manpreet Singh Manna sir, who is our executive director for GCC School, we put together and we look at from each and every angle when we stitch this GCC school program, so that the risk can be minimized for the stakeholder and returns can be maximized. If you see here, the risk is 2,500 plus GST.
That's the NFET fee.
NFET exam fees. Okay, nothing else. Nothing else. Everything is being taken care, right? If you get shortlisted, then only you get admission. Yes. Right? Based on the conditional job offer, the Credila is giving 100% education loan. Sorted. And the EMI will start after when you start the job. Right? So the risk is being minimized. And the return, if you see, what we are bringing on table is not incremental change. It's a transformational change. Right? If you see any BCom graduate, just imagine they are running Uber, Ola, Zepto, Swiggy, Zomato, they are staying on some pawn shop, stationery shop, just imagine MSME minimum industry wages, where they are working and what exactly they are working. They are earning 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. Reaching to 10 lakh, it takes their life. Right? What we are bringing on table, not only 10 lakh rupees, the companies like Google,
the
HP,
brand names.
Intel, Microsoft, Genpact, Accenture, EY, PwC, KPMG. So in this company, if you get a job opportunity, they transform their life.
You build the career from scratch.
Build the career path.
Yeah.
And it's not only for that individual,
Yes.
but for their coming generation.
Yes, I agree.
So we are uplifting, we are targeting to uplift the society, right? Not changing the life of one individual, but once you get opportunity in such a great organization, your entire life change. Right, so that's
such
what
a beautiful thought.
Yeah.
I must say, because that's what I say, that education is not just about imparting education any longer.
Very true.
It's about helping people build lives.
Very true. Very true.
For
Because,
generations.
yeah, because
Yes.
I myself is an example.
Yes.
Right, I come from very, very humble background family until I got admission in PwC. You know, I was very different.
And
I
then your
was
life
very
changed.
different. In
Yeah.
last, like couple of years, which I worked with companies like PwC and EY, it has transformed my life. Yeah, I was struggling for studying English in my school days or college days, and now I'm author of 11 books. Right? It's because of this great organization, the opportunity we get there.
And I think that your own story itself is a great example and inspiration from everybody watching here today, that, you know, if you have the right will and if you have the right mentors and the right platform, you can really reach your goals even faster than you had ever imagined. Great, thank you. Final piece of advice. We do have a quick rapid fire section to end this with, but I have one final piece of advice if you could give to parents, students watching this episode today, especially who are from the commerce background. What would you say to them today so that they can build a life, the kind of a life that you have built for yourself?
Yeah, don't delay. 15th May is the last day of NFED exam. Yeah, go to gccschool.com, check out the NFED exam and just apply for it. Rest we will take care.
Take care. Oh, that's beautiful. That kind of assurance is what most students today do, you know, miss, and then that's what they look for. Thank you for sharing that. Quick rapid fire before we watch out. So, one myth about commerce careers that you really want to bust.
Yeah, so like commerce people can do only CA, CS, ICW or MBA. There are a lot. They can look for enroll agents, CPA, CMA, IFRS diploma, FRM. There are a lot available in the market now. Gone those days.
Great. All right. So if you could pick from between degrees or skills.
Only skill.
Only skills.
That's what I look for.
Yeah. Great. Lovely. Marks or mindset?
Mindset.
Yeah.
There's no second thought about it.
One skill that every commerce graduate must build in today's time.
I would say two.
Two, yes.
If you don't mind, if you allow.
Definitely, yeah.
One is the communication skill and the second is AI skill.
AI, of course, yes.
Yeah. So there's no future without AI skills now.
Yes.
AI literacy is must.
Also, since you said AI in finance, is it an opportunity or a threat? I'm sure you'll say.
No, it's an opportunity. Great opportunity for each one who learn quickly about the AI and use the AI in day in, day out.
Sure. Also, big firms or startups for freshers?
I would say, both have different charm.
Yes.
In the startup, you get to know each and everything. In big firm, you get to know processes, right? And that's slightly longer journey, I would say so. But overall, when you spend good amount of time, I would say 3 to 10 years, but you get to know each and everything in big firm.
Yeah, I agree.
But in startup, you build.
Yeah, you build. You build, exactly. All right, one word for the future of commerce careers.
Yeah, join the GCC school as early as possible.
Definitely. All right, and finally, again, your advice to a confused commerce graduate in one line.
Just try for this NFED exam, experience the hiring drive, and then you decide.
Yeah, lovely. That's great. So on that note, Dr. Chhabra, it was an amazing conversation. I think such an inspiration, your own story and the way you have built your life, and people that watch you will get inspired and see that how commerce careers are not just kind of limited to CA. There's so much more that you can explore. And with an initiative like GCC School, I think you're changing the game. You're a complete game changer. So it was wonderful to know how now organizations can actually hire first, train later, how commerce graduates can get really, committed careers from day one, from the day they give this exam and they qualify. I think that's going to be a game changer in the entire industry. So thank you for making this initiative possible, and thank you for joining us for this conversation today.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you. On that note, thank you so much for for joining us. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Do log into gccschool.com and apply for the NFET exams and change your commerce careers altogether. Thank you for watching once again. Until next time, take care and bye-bye.